Oh my goodness, I have arrived, probably, possibly, even in the right world. Um, Hello everyone, it's Tuesday. We didn't stream yesterday because I've completely forgotten the reason that I couldn't stream yesterday. I'll be honest, yesterday was a really busy day, and then today was a bit of a busy day. I completely forget what I was doing yesterday afternoon, but I know I didn't get home until like 7, and so that's why I couldn't stream. And that's what I remembered. That's what I remember. So hello, I'm back. It's been a weekend. I just changed. You guys saw it. Quick change, artist. So very quickly, guys. One of our cars has to go into the shop. Its battery died a while ago. We thought it was the starter, but then when AAA showed up 2.5 hours late earlier, they tested the battery and it undeaded, so I guess it's the battery. But the problem is that even if we jump the car, we can't get it to the shop because it's so low on gas that we need to stop at a gas station, and I don't think they'd appreciate us driving a car to the gas station, filling it up, and then jumping it at the gas station in the middle of the day. So I think we just have to go get gas, bring it back. But fun fact, I left my phone charger for this that I use for my streams in the car when I was driving earlier. So luckily I remembered that my Switch has a wire that comes with it that is used to charge controllers that also works on my phone, but it's much shorter. So I have no mouse room today, so we can't do anything involving the mouse. Understood? Understood. I've also got my terrible cough back. I'm out of cough drops that I was using for the last couple streams. All sorts of terrible. All sorts of terrible. But how's everybody doing today, guys? It's definitely a new week. I still have no clue what I want to do this week. I'm setting up some stuffs. I started playing on Discord, guys. On Discord, I started playing Metaphor ReFantasia. ReFantasia, whatever it is. I'm playing about an hour a day when I have a chance, except for yesterday where I was busy and I couldn't stream. I also didn't do the Metaphor stuff. So, bleh. Bleh. Couldn't do that, so very sad. But I made some changes on Discord. You guys will probably notice some of these. For pings, I'm going to be removing the Twitch alerts role and the YouTube alerts roles, and I'm just going to be using everyone in here, depending on how things go. That's really about it for that. Meh. To my knowledge, at everyone literally points at everyone in the server, so that like if they ever log on, they'll see it. And at here points at people that are currently on. So we'll see how that works, and if it'll go well. Sorry, I still have my terrible cough. I should probably keep stuff open. But how's everybody doing today? It's Tuesday. I remembered to record, but I only have 180 gigabytes of space left on the recording hard drive, and I have 12 gigabytes of space left on my C drive, which is scary. Hi, Nox. Hi, Nox. So I had a list of stuff that I wanted to ask people yesterday, and now that Nox is here, I'm going to ask him. So I made a, well, it's a grilled ham and cheese sandwich yesterday. And that process reminded me of something, of an argument I got with my mother, like, I got it with her like a year ago now. Because when I make grilled cheese, hot ham and cheese, really any sandwich like that, I cut the sandwich, and she yelled at me for that, and she was like, "What are you, a child?" And I'm like, listen, grilled cheese, any of these sandwiches taste better when they're cut. They're just better when they're cut. So first question, do you cut your sandwiches? I don't cut like peanut butter and jelly or anything, only like the grilled sandwiches, the heated sandwiches. But do you cut sandwiches? I guess, is the first question. Because I do in this case, and it's very important to me and my existence that I cut these sandwiches. If I didn't cut them, it's like I like to cut my quesadillas into like a pizza, so you cut it circular. He cuts quesadillas into slices. You mean you just don't like pick up the whole quesadilla and try to like them? So you cut in the triangles? That's funny. But nothing with sandwiches, I see. I see that you don't have a sandwich on the brain. How dare you? How dare you? If I eat a quesadilla, it's always cut into the triangles too. But that's... I don't know, man. I learned to cook quesadillas and I was like, boom, boom, boom. You don't cut your sandwiches. Well, you're wrong. They taste better cut. You're evil. And then the next question after the wonderful do you cut sandwiches is, if you do cut them, what is the correct way to cut them? Is it vertically, horizontally, or diagonally? Because I cut mine diagonally into little triangles, and all of my sandwiches are triangles, and you deal with that. You have to deal with that. Listen, if you get a sandwich from me, it's going to be cut into a triangle. It's going to be cut into triangles on a diagonal cut, because that is the only correct way to cut a sandwich. I don't know what other people are on about. I don't care if you're packing school lunches. I don't care if you're taking a hike. I don't care if you're bungee jumping and you just happen to have a sandwich with you. It better be cut into triangles, because triangles are the correctest shape for a sandwich. It's the only way. The only way. Have I made my thoughts clear on this? Have I made my thoughts clear on this sandwich cutting business, guys? It's very important to me that sandwiches are cut in triangles and that grilled cheese is a little fluffy, which means lots of butter. That's about it. Doity's a new sandwich addict. New. Lock your ham. Lock up your ham. Lock up your bologna. Lock up your cheese. Doity's coming, and it all might disappear. Makes me sound like a predator, except instead of what is it? Lock up your daughters. Lock up your wives. I'm suddenly just lock up your meats, which doesn't sound any better. Oh my goodness, that sounds awful. Why would you do that? Oh, why would you do that? Oh goodness. You're just out here trying to make me sound like the worst person possible, and I'm playing into this. Speaking of being the worst person possible, what have I done? Dude, I know that yesterday I spent 2.5 hours in a doctor's office because I had to drive my brother to the doctor, because he got out of school, had to go straight to the doctor's, right? We sat in the front of the office for 45 minutes, like in the waiting room for 45 minutes before they called us back. We go in the back, and then they don't come in for 30 minutes after calling us in the back. Literally, I was on my phone. We were sitting... No, the nurse came in like 5 minutes later, and they did some preliminary stuff, and then the doctor took 30 minutes to get there after that. It was literally 30 minutes, right? And then they did some tests. They wanted to get some stuff. So they go out to get the equipment, are gone for another 15 minutes before bringing that equipment back. They do the tests, and then goes, and then they come back and have to do them again because they screwed them up the first time. And then they have the whole conversation about orders and everything, and they're mad at us because we're there for so long that the front doors of the building are closed. And I'm sitting here thinking it's not my fault that this is taking so long. You guys took 2 hours to get a single patient in and out of the building, and everything was locked down by the time you were done. Why are you so bad at your job? And why are you putting that on us? They are. That was definitely a time. That was definitely a time. Because the American health system sucks. That's not even the American health system. That's just The doctor and the nurse took forever to do every single step. Things that should take 5 minutes were taking 30 minutes. Things that should take 2 minutes were taking 15 minutes. They're so bad. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. They're so bad at what they do. You guys think it's all a racketeering system because they make you pay for parking there? And so if they make you take longer, you have to pay for more parking? Or your car gets towed and they make more money off the tow? Because some tow companies actually have contracts with buildings to tow? You guys think they were doing that? Huh? Possible. Dude, I hate them and everything that they stand for. Get your foil hats. It's got to be tin foil hats. I don't accept aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is not great. Not great. Here, let's make it spring suddenly. Guys, suddenly it's spring. No, it's still autumn. I lied to you. I lied to you guys. It's still autumn. It's autumn here, so that's... Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, man. I've got a really big story or two that I could talk about. I don't know if anybody saw Shorts or TikTok today, but there's a secondary story as to why this all happened that I will tell in a little bit because it's a funnier story, and we're going to definitely do that if or when there are more people here. But yesterday I made a post on Twitter that was like, why am I so bad at making, like, I'm just trying to design my VTuber so I can get a VTuber made. That's me instead of using customizables, right? Dude, Twitter is evil. Within, like, so I made this post a little more than a day ago now, a little more than 24 hours ago. I got 19 comments, 19 likes. If you've seen any of my Twitter stuff, I usually get like 5 views, let alone all of this. And it's almost all either bots or people saying, wow, beware of bots. And yeah, that's all the posts. I had something like 35 to 50 DMs in a single day. Again, I usually get like 5 views on Twitter. 5. I had 35 to 50 DMs from bots being like, I could do the work if you want to. I'm like, I was complaining. I didn't ask anybody to send me anything. I literally didn't ask. You're so bad at this. Oh, man, I should check right now. It's been up for a little while now, so there's no reason that more bots should have messaged me since I last deleted them an hour and a half ago, right? Hopefully we're through with it. Yay, no more bots! I just checked. No more bots. No more bots. Dude, it's so annoying. And now I get to go back to being completely anonymous. Guys, completely anonymous. Nobody will like my posts. Nobody will reply to them. Nobody will send me 350 DMs being like, let me do the work. Let me design you a VTuber model. And I'm just like, I don't know. No. Why would I ever want you to design for me something that I don't even have in my head yet? Dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. Now, was there anything else that happened? I don't know, because I keep all my notes on my phone, and then when it comes to my time to talk, when it comes time to do stream, I have to remember that my notes being on my phone is bad. I looked at my notes, and I remember that my notes were like from a week and a half ago, and I just added to them because the last thing on there that I haven't talked about is just like something that I probably shouldn't talk about. It's really funny. Something that I complain about a lot, especially at the dentist, but it also bothers me at home, is every time I go in to have anything done on my mouth, I have to warn them, like, guys, I have the worst gag reflex that you've ever seen. If I stick my finger a little bit past my teeth, like a quarter way down my tongue, don't even touch anything, I feel like I have to, I feel like I'm gonna dry heave and everything. And it makes getting work on my mouth done super-duper hard, you know? Just like super difficult. Because anytime they do anything, I would be like, careful. And then I inevitably trigger it like 3 or 4 times. But it also makes something else very, very difficult. And that is not brushing my teeth, but brushing my tongue after I brush my teeth is physically painful to me because I feel like I'm going to vomit the whole time, guys. Well, I guess it's not physically painful, but it is emotionally and mentally destroying me. Another reason, guys, just another reason that I couldn't possibly be gay. I wouldn't last in the world. You know? Just another one. But yeah, no, that one's been bothering me a lot the last entire lifetime that I have. Hi, Annie. Congratulations on being the first one here. You walked into that conversation, am I right? Okay, guys. I have one more... Oh, you crawled? Okay. Sorry. You crawled into this weird conversation. I have one more, like, really annoying and sad story for you guys that happened this weekend. And, I have stuff to go along with this story. Guys. Okay. So behind me, you see paint. So the last 2 weeks, guys, I had to miss days of work to do stuff. Like this week I had to do like doctor stuff, take people to doctors, deal with that. Last week, dude, my memory is fried. I couldn't remember what I was doing much of last week. What was I doing? Oh, I had to take I had to take someone to a procedure last week. I talked about that on the stream. Right. And that all caused me to miss days of work, right? So I was like, how do I make money back from doing these things, right? And the easiest way that I know of to make money, and I'm going to preface this with something, guys, don't gamble, is gambling. Don't gamble. No, not street walking. So, as many of you might know, I watch football, American football. And if you've ever watched American football or been on the internet before, you've probably seen 1,000,001 ads for those like sports betting websites. And I bet you know where this is going. I went onto one of them, put $10 in, and they gave me some free $25 bets. Now, I, being the completely responsible person, decided that I was going to bet on the Dallas Green Bay game that was Sunday night. Dallas versus Green Bay. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, right? This is a free $25 bet that I made for putting $10 in, guys. Just a reminder. So to explain this game real quick, Green Bay, where's my pen tool, my brush tool? Oh, I'm invisible. Green Bay, so far this season, has had one of the best defenses and one of the best offenses in the league. They blew a game the week before to the Browns because they did some silly stuff in the last half and they ended up losing it, but they really should have won that game. Now, my team, Dallas, has had an okay offense and one of the worst defenses that I think we've ever seen in the NFL this season. One of the worst defenses that we've seen in the NFL. So obviously, I made this $25 bet a parlay, just so you know. Obviously, my first rule in this parlay is that Dallas would win the game. Now, for every dollar if I put $1 in on this, I would make another, I think, 3. So the odds of this happening were very low. Very low. And then I thought to myself, why just bet on Dallas winning? Because if Dallas wins this game, a lot of really stupid things will have needed to happen. So I said, our running back gets 50 or more yards running, which Green Bay should have one of the best run defenses in the league. We should probably end up around 30. Okay. Also, that running back will get a touchdown, which Green Bay has held almost every team this year to almost no points. So like 13 or fewer points on average. So not that many touchdowns, right? Pop math quiz. Exactly. Oh, we're not going to get into the math quiz. I have all the answers for you. So these three things together, that every $1 would become like $35, I think, if just these three happened. But I wasn't done. I said, we're going to throw for 250 yards this game. And also, our backup wide receiver, who's now in the number 1 spot, will have 2 touchdowns on the day. Guys, for every $1 on this bet that I bet, I'd get $130. I bet a free $25 thing that they gave me. If you add all that up, if I won this bet, I would get $3,250. Oh yeah, if I won. The free $25 bet, it cost me $10. Okay, so almost none of this is going to happen, right? Almost none of this is going to happen. Well, the first half of the game, Green Bay goes up 13-0. So they had 13 points. Dallas had nothing. Get a better color. They get 13 points. Dallas has nothing. And it's like, well, that sucks. We're going to lose. And then Dallas blocks the extra point, takes it back, scores 2. And then immediately gets the ball back, scores again, and is up 9. And then literally Green Bay's next play, they fumble the ball, it goes to Dallas, and they score a touchdown with Pickens, who now has 1 touchdown on the and going into half, the score is 16-13, and suddenly it's a football game. Now, none of these three things are even close to happening. But this one and this one can happen. When we hit the second half, things go crazy. Teams start scoring left and right. The yards go up. The running yards go up. First thing that happens, with about 8 minutes left in the game, we hit this. So this one is good. This one's good. And then 2 minutes later, Williams scores a touchdown. So this one's good. But at this point, the score is like 30-27 or something. And teams are going left, right, up, down. It's a crazy game. Crazy game. And then, how do we explain this? Green Bay, there's a minute and like 40 seconds left in this game at this point. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in this game. And the score is like 33-37 or something. No, it's Green Bay had 34. Dallas had 30. Dallas has 30. Green Bay has 34 with a minute and like 43 seconds. At this point, we've thrown for 202 yards. I remember because I was there. Pickens has 1 touchdown. We got the ball. We need 48 yards for this to hit. We got the ball 52 yards away from the end zone. So if we move the ball 52 yards, this hits. 1:43 left. And then 2 plays later, Prescott throws a pass to Pickens, like a 12-yard pass. He breaks the tackle, runs down the field, scores his second touchdown. And suddenly, it was actually whatever. This hit, and the game is now 37-34. Now you might be thinking, wow, so you won your bet, right? I hate to tell you this, guys. There were 40 seconds left when this happened. So we scored too fast. Because in the next 40 seconds, Green Bay was able to go down the field and kick a field goal. So as time expired, 0 seconds left in the game, 37-37. Now, I don't know if you know this. Dallas has not won this game. I also don't know if you know this, but the game is not over. If the game ends in a tie, we go to overtime. And suddenly Dallas got the ball, and they tried really hard to get down the field and just straight up win the game. But on third and very short, Prescott runs out of the pocket. If he's able to run down the field, there's no one that can stop him. He can get into the end zone, and the game will practically be won. But on that play, he's caught from behind by probably the best defensive player in the league, who Dallas traded away at the beginning of the year because they're stupid. And Dallas has to settle. 40-37. 4 minutes left. If the game stays like this, guys, I make $3,200. I am sad to say that Green Bay marched down the field, and with 5 seconds left, they played the worst play that I've ever seen. They threw it into the end zone, missed the throw, but the ball hit the ground with 1 second left, allowing them time to make up for their stupidity. And the game ended in the first tie in 3 years. Don't gamble. Don't gamble. Please don't gamble. All of the stupidity that needed to happen. Again, this bet was so off the walls that for every dollar that I put in, I would have gotten $130 out. Now, I am going to say that this story had a happy ending, because this particular site that I was in had an extra rule that if something happens that there was no possible bet for in the system, it ends as a push instead of a win or loss. Which means instead of this gets taken away. Guys, I walked out of this with $1,600. I made $1,600 off of a $10 bet, basically. So this is why we don't gamble. Oh my goodness. I'm not rich. Thank you for asking. This money basically covers my losses for the last 2 weeks. Well, this week, last week, pretty well. And it also allows me to set aside some money, not a lot of money, to begin the process of having my own custom VTuber made. I'm still going to have to raise some of that money myself, but this begins that process. It also will allow me to, allows me to pay down some of that stuff. Annie, I know most gambling stories don't end that way. Do you want to know why I know? because there wasn't one free $25 bet. It was $200 worth of free bets, and I only hit on 25 of that dollars. If I was actually gambling, I lost on $175 worth of bets and won on $25 worth of bets. Do not gamble. This was literally like I was sitting there with $25 and I was like, well, this is completely off the walls. But if I want to bet on Dallas winning this game to cover my own team, I might as well throw in a bunch of crazy stuff that would probably have to happen in order for us to win. It just so happened that with 40 seconds left in the game, the last crazy thing that needed to happen happened. No, Annie, that's probably my luck for the year. You can ask my mother, who I was watching the game with. When the game ended in a tie, I was like, I just lost all of that potential money because we have the worst defense in the league. And then it was only after the fact that I checked, and it was like, oh, they count this as a push. Oh, that's so stupid. So yeah, listen, don't gamble. I'm not here to tell you that sports gambling will pay off for you. You lost me as soon as you said football. Knox, the rest of that story is crazy. The rest of that story is crazy. You'd have to watch the game you'd have to understand the teams a little bit. Let me just tell you that Dallas is historically bad this year. It gives big feelings during the game, during the events. I probably won't bet on that many games, but if I have like an extra $5, it's not terrible. But yeah, no, crazy bets are probably I wouldn't bet any more than I'm willing to lose ever. That's my old-fashioned thing though. Never bet more than you're willing to lose. And right now, I'm not willing to lose that much. But I've been thinking how absolutely insane it was that basically two things. A shoestring tackle by one of the best defensive players who we traded to the other team at the beginning of the year stop me from winning this bet. And also, how the hell did my game get stopped in a tie? They are rare. They're very rare. The last team to almost get a tie was Dallas 2 weeks ago when it came down to a field goal. You're just wired to be not impressed by gambling. I grew up with a lot of poker and a lot of stuff like that. So there was very little to do out where I grew up. So yeah. Yeah. Very little to do. Yeah, don't gamble at all. If you're going to gamble, don't gamble. Or if you're going to gamble, go to a casino and play poker. Play Balatro. I will say, don't play slots, don't play most casino games. Ever. If you have fun with it, I think poker is the number one game that I'd probably go to a casino, sit down and play, because I actually have fun with the mental part of poker. But it's not a straight gambling game. So, bleh. But yeah, it's probably going to be the only, like, gambling story that I give off ever, because it's a really stupid story. I hate everything. I hate everything. Let's be clear, guys. Let's be clear. If Dallas won that game, we would have a completely funded new model for the new year. Used to have fun by going to dessert, shooting at cactuses and beer bottles. No gambling as far as I know. Yeah, out in our area we had the desert. It's desert. There's only one S in desert. Because you only want one of them. Yeah, no, we don't have a desert around, so where I grew up, people would have fun with we'd have community poker nights. They'd also have other card games. And then people would shoot clay pigeons, like the ones that you launch into the air, and what targets, a lot of archery, a lot of shooting targets, and a lot of clay pigeons with like the shotguns. That's most of what we did out there in Middle North. And there's also fishing. We did fishing. And if it was winter, there was a massive, like there's a big hill that they were able to cut into the side of a thing. So there was also sledding in that area where if you go off the path slightly, you'd run into a forest and hit a bunch of trees, but still it was sledding. And that's most of what happened out there. Not really a whole lot to do. If it was like rainy or something, there was one tiny store that you could rent VHS tapes from them. Don't worry, DVDs did exist. We just didn't have them. So yeah, there was a VHS rental place. Eventually some DVDs, some VHS. And the same place that rented the DVDs also had also served ice cream. So they also had ice cream. So yeah, you can get ice cream, you can get basic groceries and very basic groceries, and rent videos and stuff, all from one tiny store in town. And that was basically what you did. Nothing else to do out there. Absolutely nothing else. So yeah, I got, even as a kid, I would sit on poker hands a lot, and I just got used to that. Sometimes they'd play like 2 cards, sometimes they'd play 5 cards, sometimes they'd play a few different variants. So I learned how to play a bunch of variants of poker. Very young. Oh well. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You guys gonna fight me about it? We'll have a poker stream, guys. I'll play poker against people on a poker stream. That would be a terrible idea. It'll be a terrible idea, guys. It's poker night. Wait, isn't there a Discord activity that's just poker? I think you could do that on Kick. As long as you're not gambling, you're allowed to do it here too. Like, I could set up like a tabletop simulator game and give everybody like 50 chips and we could just play. No, we wouldn't be playing for real money. Wouldn't want to play against people for real money. Like I said, if I went to a casino, it'd be probably that and blackjack would be the only games that I'd be willing to play, and I don't really enjoy blackjack. You want the real money? No. I'll be honest, I only play poker for like the mental aspect of it, so I don't care about the money aspect of it at all. Man, I'll be the one trying to play 21 in a poker game. Dude, depending on which version of poker you play, it would be very easy to get over 21. If you play 5-card poker where you have 5 cards in your hands, the chances of you not getting over 21 and busting would be so small. Be so small. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of 5-card though, because in 5-card you could throw away cards that you don't like and you get more back. I like the one where you're dealt 2 cards and you just have to deal with that and then whatever's on the table in order to make the best hand that you have. But yeah. I don't know. I'm crazy though. Not really big thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like I do a lot of like Nintendo-y or cutesy stuff on stream, and then off stream, guys, I'm like, I gotta play poker today. We're gonna shoot them up at Battlefield, which is coming out. Guys, you hear the Saudis bought Battlefield? Or they're buying it, I guess. Oh my goodness, all this stuff is happening. I'm so metal. Well, here playing. I literally on Discord I started playing Metaphor ReFantasio, so like I don't have a scheduled time of day for it right now, but if I ever have time, I play that. I want to stream on Discord like an hour an hour and a half a day, where I sit in there, I stream the game over it, and then people can watch and talk if they want. That's something new that I started doing over the weekend, but that I want to continue doing. I still don't remember what I was doing yesterday. What was I doing yesterday? That's like, that made me not able to stream. I know I was doing something. I just don't know what it was. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to force close CurseForge, and it's not closing. Were you asleep? No, that's the worst part. I was here. Like, not here, but I was awake. I was doing something. Something came up, and I had to go do it. I don't remember what it was. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't remember at all. Emergency massage. I wish. There's like a knot in my back that the last day or so has been killing me. It's been killing me. I know we still have to get the car over to the shop. We had to order a battery today because the battery for it's completely dead. Hopefully that will get in the way of any streams this week. It could. Just picking it up could. It would be very annoying if it did. Probably make one of them late. But yeah, no. I guess that story is also my announcement of, guys, I'm getting that process started of getting a new VTuber model. Can't afford the full thing yet because I didn't win the whole bet. That whole bet would have gone into a better... could have gone into a full VTuber model for me, guys. We could have gotten a full VTuber model. It's very sad. How much is the model? The problem is I have... Where's mine? I'm not going to show this on stream, but I did break down some stuff earlier. So, the things that I need a character designer to actually come out and design the character. I need somebody to then take that design and make an art, like an actual model from it. Then I need somebody else to make that model and rig it so that it works in everything. I need them to add some expansion things like V-Bridger and some things to help it work with glasses, so that will make it slightly more expensive. And then I need to get some stuff done, some other stuff done alongside of that. I think altogether it should be less than $750 just for those parts. There are some other things that I need to get done with it, but yeah. But I also haven't spoken to anybody about any of the stuff yet. I was looking over a couple things yesterday with the artists and riggers that are available. I needed to speak to some and see what they do and if they could do it, and like times tables and all of that. And also if they would work on it, because there's a lot of people that don't work on like masculine models and such. But yeah, once I talk to more people, I should have a better idea of the budget and how long it would take. Because I'm guessing that it would take like 3 or more months to get everything done at this point. Or from this point, probably 4 or more, because just the model and the rigging can take 3 to 4 months, and we don't have a reference sheet or design yet. But yeah, that's practically everything. Practically everything with that. And then, oh yeah, we still have to get Galaxy 2 and the new Pokemon game. So that's like an extra $100 and something right there. That was already going to be coming out of the budget. The part that sucks is just this week and last week I was missing days. So missing days of work to do stuffs. So basically the extra money allows me to start this and then cover that. Guess I've spent that much on makeup in my life. Probably. It's honestly not that much compared to what? If you were to spend $25 a week on something, that would be $1,300 in a year. If you spent $3 a day on something, that would be $1,095. So, like, the model is basically like spending $2.5 a day or something like that. $2.5 times 365 is still 900. 2.25 times 365 is 800. It's like spending $2 and some odd cents on something every day. Yeah, like $2.10 a day for a year. So literally less than your coffees if you're buying them. Or I guess if you're buying them out, it's more than $2.10 right now, depending on where you're getting them. Because I think coffee is up to like $2.5 to $3 a cup for a pretty middle of the line cup, right? And then a lot more than that for like actual like designer coffee. I know you can still get like some cup of coffees from like mediocre places for like 50 or like 75 cents to like $1, but does that even count as coffee? Your McCoffee is 99 cents, dude. Does that even count as coffee? I brew, yeah, so I still brew tea at home for less than, it's like 50 cents, less than 50 cents a packet. So unfortunately it's packet, and then when I get a bag, I think one bag is a bit much. Vanilla. McDonald's has great coffee. Okay, let's not get crazy with the opinions here. Yeah, for the price is probably pretty good, especially with everything going up in price. Probably be good. Better than Starbucks. No comment on Starbucks because I don't drink coffee. I also don't go to Starbucks. Starbucks is closing a bunch of places. As I said, I'm not a coffee person. So, nah. I don't know. That probably adds up, though. I think if you were to get it every day using the McDonald's app, you'd probably be able to get like one in every like 10 or 15 for free. But they'd also be tracking all your purchases, so you'd have to deal with that. Which is a thing at the end of the day. Starbucks is overpriced. Everything is overpriced. The price of coffee beans literally went up 50% in the last month alone. And we can't grow coffee here. Let's get my coffee from the kitchen. Yeah, it's probably the overall cheapest way to get it, but if you actually blend your own coffee bean, like if you actually roast your own coffee beans, like you get them unroasted, I'm pretty sure that it's gotten really expensive in the past 3-4 months. So good luck with that. Coffee is expensive right now. For any of the cheap stuff, you're probably fine though. But yeah, no, my current plans, because I have to, I'm gonna be watching my like budget for the next probably 3 to 4 weeks to make sure that everything's in line before I pay for anything. But I'm gonna try to get quotes for different things, and then we'll see if I can afford to start the process at probably the beginning of next month. There'll be a like nice little gap, and see if we can get a new model done by, I don't know, I'd want it before June of next year at the latest, right? At the absolute latest, it would be June, because that's the birthday, that's the anniversary. But like February or March should be possible. If we start in November, just depending on how long every step takes and the backlog and everything. So I don't know, maybe. Maybe we'll be good, maybe we won't be good. I won't be going for anything fancy, guys. I'll be getting a... If you haven't heard, most VTuber models cost... Like, a good VTuber model costs you over $1,000 in just art and over $1,000 in just rigging. We wouldn't be getting anything super fancy. Which is why I'm saying we needed to win the whole thing if you guys wanted to get a half-decent model. But we can get something that's personalized, I hope. And start with the process of designing a new Doity. A new old Doity. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. How's everybody doing? We're 56 minutes into this. We're 5 minutes from 7 o'clock. Guys, what do we want to do today? I can't play anything on PC unless we use a controller because the wire that I have plugged into my phone is a Nintendo wire, so it has to run across my desk where the mouse pad is. Don't do that, I guess I get out. Ouch. Yeah, we have to run a wire across the mouse pad, so I don't have any space for that. And I just don't know what to play today. We haven't... Gift sub. I forgot that I made that. I forgot that I made that the default gift sub. Congratulations to Claire on the sub. That's funny. Oh, dude, I hate... Does anybody know where that's from? Does anybody recognize what that's from? Oh, Claire got it. That's great. You can specify who they go to if you want. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, that's a Mario Wonder sound that isn't used in the game. It's a Daisy sound that's like if she's underwater and getting electrocuted at the same time or something like that. I don't know why it's in the files, but it was like... Oh, and in case anybody's wondering, you can get a discount if you gift 5 subs or more in the next 48 hours due to September. And if you gift 5, Valorant will gift 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so good at these ad reads, guys. This is why I should read all the ads. I should read them all. Did I convince anybody? No? Okay, cool. Just so you know, if you gift anything right now, I won't see the money for like 4 months. God, I knew when I was starting that the... Okay, it's set up like this. Oh wait, no, it's 2. It's 2. Nox, you started a hype train. They changed how hype trains work. Why did you start a hype train? Thank you for the subs, but still, what the heck? Also, Valorant with the extra gift sub. Woo! You're the best. Thank you for... I knew when I started doing that, I was like, I shouldn't do this because Nox will definitely... Why? Why? It's yelling at me. The voices are in my head. Thank you for the... Why? We might as well milk Valorant while we can. Is this what a hype train is? It's a level 4 hype train. A hype train is when people throw money at it. Why? Congratulations. Oh my god, I can't even read this. Prince of Boo, Golden Goat, Coyote, Jeffrey, Dark Impala. Isn't that a car? And History 121. Also, Neon Diamonds, Nyx, The Nephilim. Dude, these are so hard to read on my screen because the chat's just cut. Spring Rose. Robo Draymond. I can read. Trigoat Hideaway for receiving so. That's 12, right? 13. That's 13 today. Why do you do this? Are you doing this? Guys, I don't know how much they were. I don't know how much off they were, so I don't know how to calculate that. We have ads starting in 57 seconds. I guess it's good that none of those people get ads right now, right? Setting a new record, guys. It's literally a new record of how much we've got. This is the highest hype train that we've gotten. The highest level hype train. Hopefully they just added 5 emotes the other day. So it shouldn't be too surprising. Sub is 30% off. Okay, so it's $6, 30% off. That would mean that like $4 per sub is 33% off. So slightly more than 4. Cut in half is 2 times 13 is like $26. So I think I still won't see that money for like another 2 months. 3 months. 3 months. Woo! I can count. I can count, guys. This is why we don't do math on stream. This is why we don't do math on stream. Wait, oh god, we have to deal with this for another 2 minutes and 24 seconds, guys. The hype train is hyped. The hype train is hyped. We need to hype the train. Anybody have anything hype that we can do? What can we do that's hype for the next 2 minutes? Yeah. I should do a karaoke. That's what I should do. Ah, bald Winox. That's not hype. That's pain. I should do a karaoke, but I don't know what song I would want to karaoke. Oh, I have to karaoke a song now. Should we just make it a rule that I have to karaoke anytime we get a hype train? That would make it so much easier. Ah, cat ears. That would be a thing. Guys, what karaoke song should I sing? I need help. I need help. What song should I sing? Also, I need to like make sure that everything's working because I'm not actually set up for. Oh god, we can do Wonderwall. Do you guys like Wonderwall? Anybody here like Wonderwall? That would be so bad, right? Imagine you get a hype train and I come back and I sing Wonderwall. I could karaoke. You guys are right. I could karaoke the Pie song. The Pie song from the other day. Could you imagine how bad that would be? Oh no. I'm looking through just generic karaoke songs on YouTube right now.